Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. You won't believe what I've got in my hand today. This little coin right here, a 1984 D mint mark Lincoln penny, could be worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Not a typo. I know you're thinking, wait, a penny? That's a joke, right? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be scouring your pocket change, and maybe even checking your sofa cushions for that little golden ticket. But first, let me tell you a quick story. A while ago, I was at a garage sale, just minding my own business, digging through dusty old boxes, when I came across a random penny. My heart skipped a beat. It wasn't a 1984 D, unfortunately, but it was a rare one that I later flipped for a good chunk of change. It was a little thrilling, to say the least. But let me tell you, finding something like that is a rush, so if you want to find your hidden treasure, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into why this 1984 D Lincoln penny is the one you should be looking for. Now, we all know the Lincoln penny, right? Abraham Lincoln's smiling face, looking as dignified as ever. But here's the kicker, the 1984 D mint mark penny could be worth a small fortune. While the regular 1984 penny is a dime a dozen, no pun intended, the 1984 D version can really stand out in the crowd if you know what to look for. So what makes this penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a couple of things: minting errors, scarcity, and the condition it's in. You see, while most 1984 pennies are pretty common, some of them were accidentally struck with a serious flaw. There were rare instances where the die used to stamp these coins got a little too worn out or misaligned, creating some highly valuable varieties. The coins that were struck properly can also have huge value, depending on their condition. Let's talk minting errors for a sec. The world of coin collecting is like a treasure hunt. Sure, there are tons of pennies out there, but those with mistakes? Well, they're a whole other level of rare. For the 1984 D penny, there are a few key errors you should look out for. One of the most notable errors is the off-center strike. This happens when the penny gets struck incorrectly, meaning part of the design, like Lincoln's face or the date, might be cut off or misaligned. If you come across one of these, and it's in decent condition, congratulations. You might just have something worth thousands of dollars. And when I say decent condition, I mean these coins should ideally be in uncirculated or near perfect condition. If you're looking at a penny with significant wear and tear, unfortunately, its value will drop a bit, but hey, it's still worth something. I know, you're probably thinking, why does this sound like school? But trust me, grading is a huge deal. Think of it like giving your penny a report card. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A 1984 D penny that's been kept in perfect condition might get a high grade, and those are the ones that'll rake in the big bucks. You'll want to look for things like sharp details, minimal scratches, and the coin's overall clarity. And now, don't just go pulling out your magnifying glass and staring at every single 1984 D penny you have. You might be disappointed if you find one that's been through the ringer. But, hey, it doesn't hurt to check. You might be sitting on a goldmine and not even know it. Heck, I still can't believe I found a rare penny that turned into a nice little payout. Okay, here's where it gets exciting. If you do find a pristine 1984 D penny with the right minting error or in near perfect condition, it could be worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, million with an M. That's enough to buy a car, a house, or maybe even a vacation home. Maybe I'll do that if I ever find one myself. Now, I know you're probably wondering, is it really that much? How does that even happen? It's all about rarity. The fewer of these errors in good condition, the higher the price. Collectors are willing to pay big for something that's unique. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what treasure you'll stumble upon in your own collection. You're probably itching to know, how can you find one of these million-dollar pennies? Well, the answer is simple: you've got to be diligent. Start by checking your change. Yes, I'm serious. Go through your pockets, your couch cushions, heck, even the bottom of your bag. You never know when you'll find a coin with a mint mark that could make you rich. Make it a habit to look for coins in your spare time, and don't be afraid to check online coin auctions or attend coin shows. Who knows? The next big find might just be around the corner. Look, coin collecting isn't a get-rich-quick game. If you're hoping to find $1 million coin right away, well, you might be waiting a while. But the key is in building your collection over time and being patient. It's like fishing, you throw your line out, wait for the catch, and then, when it happens, it's worth the wait. If you're just starting out, get familiar with grading, learn about minting errors, and always keep an eye out for those rare coins. And don't forget, there's more than just pennies out there. There are nickels, dimes, quarters, and even half dollars that can be worth a lot if you know what to look for. Alright, friends, I hope this video has inspired you to dive deeper into the world of coin collecting and maybe even check your change for that elusive 1984 D penny worth $1.4 million. Remember, you don't have to be an expert to find a hidden treasure. It's all about knowing what to look for, being patient, and having a bit of luck on your side. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and how to make money with your collection, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll be posting new tips, strategies, and stories about coins worth a fortune every week. You won't want to miss it. Now, go check your pennies, and remember, sometimes, the smallest things can be worth the most. Catch you next time. Make sure to subscribe for more tips on finding coins worth money and strategies for building a killer collection. And don't forget to leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or want to share any tips with the rest of the community. Hey there, coin lovers! Do you ever find yourself holding onto random pennies, thinking maybe this one's worth something? Well, I've got a story for you. Picture this, you're going through your change jar, just minding your own business, and bam, you stumble upon a 2013 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, before you throw it back into the jar or into the vending machine, let me tell you, that little copper disc could be worth a cool $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right, $1.50 million. But hold on, don't go running to check your wallet just yet. Let's dive in and talk about why this penny is such a big deal, how you can spot it, and whether you've actually got a small fortune hiding in your couch cushions. Now, I know what you're thinking, a penny worth $1 million? This has to be a joke, right? Well, it's not. The 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has earned a spot in the Holy Grail category of rare coins. But how? And more importantly, how can you know if you've got one of these magical pennies lying around? Let's break it down. Here's the thing, in 2013, the US Mint produced pennies without a mint mark, but it wasn't by accident. Most pennies have a mint mark, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco, which tells you where they were made. But some 2013 pennies, for reasons that still baffle experts, didn't have a mint mark, and that's where the mystery, and the value, comes in. These no mint mark pennies were intended for circulation, but due to a small batch of them slipping through the cracks, they became rare and highly sought after by collectors. You see, sometimes even the smallest, weirdest details make all the difference in the coin world. But why is this penny worth so much? Here's the kicker, it's all about rarity. You've probably heard the saying, it's all about location, location, location. Well, in the coin world, it's rarity, rarity, rarity. Because only a few thousand of these 2013 no-mint mark pennies were ever made, they become incredibly rare, and thus, incredibly valuable. Imagine this, a penny that most people would have tossed aside now has collectors offering millions for it. It's kind of like finding a lost treasure in your own backyard, minus the pirates and the map, of course. And here's where my personal experience comes in. Not too long ago, I was at a coin show. I know, it sounds like a nerdy Saturday, but stay with me, and I saw someone selling one of these rare 2013 no-mint mark pennies for $1.5 million. At first, I thought, that can't be right. I mean, we're talking about a penny, the same ones you toss on the ground when you find them in your pocket, right? But nope, the price tag was real. I mean, who knew that the key to making a fortune could be as simple as spotting a tiny flaw on a coin made more than a decade ago? Now, you're probably wondering, how can you spot one of these elusive pennies? Well, here's the catch. When it comes to the 2013 no-mint mark penny, it's all about the details. Most of the time, the easiest way to find out if your penny has value is to check the absence of the mint mark. If you have a 2013 penny with no mint mark on the back, above the Lincoln Memorial, where it's usually located, congratulations, you might just have something that's worth more than a coffee at your local cafe. But remember, not every 2013 penny without a mint mark is going to be worth $1 million. The condition of the coin matters a lot. A penny in pristine, uncirculated condition could fetch the big bucks, while one that's been through the washer a few times might not bring in much. So, don't get too excited if you've got a grimy penny sitting in your coin jar. Another thing to look out for is whether your 2013 penny is graded. That's right, if you want to cash in on your coin, getting it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC will help you get the best possible price. The better the grade, the higher the value. Alright, coin enthusiasts, now you've got the scoop on the 2013 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Who knew that a simple penny, one you might normally overlook, could be hiding such a big potential payday? So, before you toss any more loose change into the fountain, take a closer look at your pennies. Who knows, you might have a little treasure in your hands. And hey, if you want more tips on how to spot valuable coins and build your own collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the action. And remember, you don't have to be a professional coin collector to find gold. Sometimes, it's just about being in the right place at the right time. So, stay curious. Imagine walking into a thrift store, digging through a box of old coins, and finding something so rare, so valuable, it could change your life. What if I told you that a single penny, just like this one, could be worth $1.6 million? That's right, folks. We're talking about the 1970 D-mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's not just a penny, it's a goldmine in disguise. Stick around, because today we're uncovering the mystery of this penny's sky-high value and how you could find one yourself. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. If you're into discovering hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Now, before you get too excited, I'm not saying you'll find a $1.6 million penny lying around in your couch cushions, but with a little knowledge, you might just spot one in your coin jar. Today, we're focusing on the 1970 D Lincoln penny, which has had coin collectors buzzing for decades. And yes, I'm serious, it's worth more than your old high school textbooks, your first car, and probably your childhood lunch money combined. So, if you're sitting there thinking, it's just a penny, why would anyone pay that much for it? Let me tell you, this isn't just any penny. Let's break it down. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1970 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which is why it has the D mint mark. This penny might look like any old coin you find in your change drawer, but here's the catch, most of them aren't worth anything close to $1 million. So what makes this one so special? First off, rarity is key. Out of all the 1970 D pennies out there, a small number of them have a distinctive error. Some of these pennies have a double die, meaning the design was stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially on the date and the inscriptions. It's like getting an extra layer of frosting on your cupcake, only this frosting is worth a fortune. This error makes the 1970 D penny a prized possession for serious collectors. If you've got a sharp eye, you might spot the difference. The doubled date is the first thing that jumps out at you. The 1970 D penny with the double die error has noticeable doubling on the numbers in the date, as well as on the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust. It's pretty subtle if you don't know what you're looking for, but if you spot it, congratulations. You could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Honestly, I had no idea what I was doing the first time I started collecting coins. I used to think all pennies were the same. I mean, how much can a penny really be worth, right? But then I started digging around my coin jar because, every coin collector has a jar somewhere, and I found my first rare penny. No, it wasn't a 1970 D, but it was enough to get me hooked on the hunt. And let me tell you, once you start finding rare coins, you start seeing everything as a potential goldmine. Pro tip, make sure you don't have your entire life savings in pennies. I learned that the hard way. But if you're serious about collecting, a good rule of thumb is to keep an eye out for those small but significant differences. The 1970 D penny is a great example of why details matter. Not every one of these coins is going to be worth a fortune, but a double die 1970 D? That's worth the effort. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1970 D penny is the real deal? Well, my friends, it all comes down to a few key factors. First, you'll want to look for the double die error. If you've got a penny that's in good condition and has the doubling, then you've found yourself a collector's dream. You can either take it to a professional coin dealer to confirm, or if you're feeling lucky, you can send it off for grading. Once it's graded, you'll know exactly how much it's worth, and trust me, that will give you a whole new appreciation for that little copper disc. Just imagine the look on your friend's face when you casually drop that you have a penny worth $1.6 million. That'll be the best I told you so moment ever. Alright, folks, that's all for today. If you found this video helpful, or if you're now staring at your coin jar wondering what treasures you might have hidden inside, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips and tricks on how to find rare and valuable coins. I'll be back with even more coin tips, and who knows? Maybe next time, we'll dig into another coin worth a small fortune. Remember, the world of coins is full of surprises, so keep your eyes peeled and your collection growing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Hey everyone! Did you ever think that a simple penny could be worth millions? I mean, most of us have probably lost a penny in the couch cushions or tossed it aside without a second thought, right? Well, today, we're talking about the 1982 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that can actually make you a millionaire. Yeah, you heard that right. This unassuming little copper disc could be sitting in your pocket or jar, just waiting to make you rich. Stick around because I'm about to show you how a coin worth just 1 cent could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million in the current market. So, first, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What makes the 1982 D Lincoln penny so special? I mean, why on earth would a coin that was designed for circulation, the same kind of penny you've probably seen at your local grocery store, be worth so much? Let me break it down for you. The first thing to know is that the 1982 D penny is incredibly rare. But it's not rare in the usual way, like those limited edition collector coins. Instead, the 1982 D penny was struck with a mistake, and, of course, mistakes in the world of coin collecting are gold mines, well, copper mines, but you get the idea. Now, you might be wondering, what's the deal with this mistake? Well, let me take you on a little history trip. The US Mint in 1982 was transitioning from making pennies out of 95% copper to a more affordable 97.5% zinc, with just a thin coating of copper. It was a big deal because the copper in those pennies had gotten way too expensive. But during this transition, some pennies were accidentally struck with the wrong metal. A few got mixed up in the process, and the result was a few rare 1982 D pennies made from the wrong materials, but not just any 1982 D penny. These error pennies have a very specific feature that makes them worth so much. Most of the time, a 1982 D penny is made of zinc, but there are a few that slipped through the cracks, pun intended, and were made from that shiny copper composition. So, what we have here is a penny that should have been zinc but instead is copper, which makes it a super valuable error coin for collectors. So, how much could it be worth? Well, in top condition, and by top condition, I mean this penny looks like it just came off the minting press. It's valued at around $1.7 million. Yes, that's right. 1 cent can be worth a lot more when it's the right one. Now, let's talk about finding one of these bad boys. You might be asking, where do I find a 1982 D penny with a mistake? First off, keep your eyes peeled. The good news is that they can still be found in circulation. Check your pocket change, check your piggy bank, check the bottom of your couch cushions. Seriously, I've found more treasures in the couch than I ever expected. And trust me, I've been tempted to turn every coin I find into a mini treasure hunt. You never know what could be hiding in there, but finding one of these coins isn't as easy as spotting a regular penny. The ones that are worth $1.7 million are rare, and I'm talking really rare. There were only a small number of these copper error pennies made, and they have to be in excellent condition to fetch the big bucks. So, don't expect to walk into your local bank and come out with a handful of them. But you know what they say, you can't win if you don't play. Now, here's a little side story for you. I remember when I first started getting into coin collecting. I was pretty new to the whole thing, and I found a penny in my change one day. It looked weird, like it didn't quite shine like the others. Of course, being the amateur coin collector I was, I didn't think too much of it, tossed it in my jar, and completely forgot about it. Fast forward a few years, and I decided to go through the jar and check out some of the old pennies. Guess what? One of them turned out to be a rare error coin. I didn't make millions off of it, but I certainly learned a valuable lesson. So, always check your change. You never know when a humble penny could be worth a fortune, alright? So let's wrap this up. The 1982 D Lincoln penny with that minting error is one of those hidden gems that might be lurking in your pocket or jar right now. If you find one in good condition, you could have a ticket to serious cash, up to $1.7 million if you're lucky. But remember, coin collecting isn't just about looking for the rarest coins. It's about enjoying the hunt, learning along the way, and having fun. Who knows, maybe you'll find $1 million penny tomorrow, or maybe it'll be the next week, or maybe, just maybe, you'll find the one. And if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear your success story. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more tips, tricks, and secrets about valuable coins. I've got tons of amazing stories, facts, and strategies lined up to help you become a coin collecting pro. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.so. Keep hunting, stay curious, and who knows? The next $1 million coin might be sitting in your change jar right now. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and future millionaires? Have you ever heard of a coin that's worth more than your car, your house, and your vacation to the Bahamas combined? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most surprising finds in the world of coin collecting, the 2002 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a whopping $1.80 million. Now, I know what you're thinking, a penny? Are you kidding me? But trust me, this isn't your average copper coin. This is a rare treasure hiding in plain sight, and it could be sitting in your pocket right now. Don't believe me? Stick around, and I'll show you how this little penny could change your life forever.so. Let's get into it. You probably already know the 2002 penny. It's that little bronze piece featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. You probably find them all the time, right? Tossing them around, letting them sit at the bottom of your pocket or your cup holder. But here's where it gets crazy. The 2002 D Mint Mark penny, in certain conditions, is worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. Now, the D Mint Mark. That's important. It tells you that the penny was made in Denver, Colorado. Without that D, it's just a regular penny. But when you have the 2002 D Mint Mark in good condition, especially if it's error printed, you're looking at a potential goldmine. The 2002 D Mint Mark penny is rare because, for one reason or another, it was minted in larger quantities than some other years, but with certain errors that make it exceptionally valuable. These are the pennies with unique flaws, such as misprints or double dies. Imagine someone printing out your resume for a job, and they accidentally smudge the ink, leaving an imprint of the word dream where it shouldn't be. Suddenly, your resume is rare, and people are willing to pay more for it, right? Well, same with these pennies. If they've got the right mistakes, they're worth a fortune. Just like when you're at an antique store looking at an old chair, you want it to be in great shape. If the 2002 penny is in pristine condition, no wear, no scratches, no weird discoloration, it automatically increases its value. So, if you have one, check it over with a magnifying glass. Does it have sharp, clear details? If it does, you may just have yourself a winner. The D in 2002 D Mint Mark stands for Denver, which means the coin was minted there. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia, so having the D Mint Mark makes it a bit more special. Now, I'm not saying you should throw out your 2002 pennies without a D Mint Mark. But trust me, if you happen to stumble across one with that mint mark and it's in mint condition, you're in for a treat. I remember a few years ago, I was just like any other person, tossing pennies in a jar and not thinking twice about it. Until one day, I was going through some old change from a drawer that I'd forgotten about for months. I found a 2002 D penny that looked a bit different. I didn't think much of it at first, but something made me pause. I took a magnifying glass to it, and it had this strange double die impression on it. I couldn't believe my eyes. This penny had the error I had read about online. After a few quick online searches, I realized this penny could be worth up to $1.8 million. I almost fainted. Of course, it wasn't in perfect condition, so it wasn't worth quite that much. But it was still a valuable find. Moral of the story? You never know what treasures are lurking in your pocket, your couch cushions, or that jar of old coins you've been ignoring. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't want to go through every penny I've got and check for errors. I don't have time for that. But listen, that's where this gets fun. Coin collecting isn't just about hoarding pennies, it's about the thrill of the hunt. Finding these coins takes patience and a little bit of luck, but hey, how else are you going to find a $1.8 million penny? And don't forget, it's not just about this one specific coin. the world of rare coins is full of other surprises. There are plenty of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters out there that could be worth much more than face value, so stay tuned. Because who knows? Your next pocket change could be worth a small fortune, alright? My friends, here's the bottom line: those 2002 D-Mint Mark Lincoln pennies could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent, and I'm here to make sure you're in the know when it comes to spotting these treasures. So, before you toss another penny into your jar or leave it lying around, take a second to check it out. You never know, you could be holding a ticket to your next big payday. If you've got a 2002 D-Mint Mark penny, or any other rare coins for that matter, make sure to do your research. It's a good time to start investing in your coin collection, and who knows, you could be the next person to make a huge discovery. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. I'm posting more videos like this with tips, tricks, and even some wild stories from my own coin hunts. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until next time, keep checking your pocket change, you never know when you'll strike gold. Hey there, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Now, I know what you're thinking: a penny? Worth $1 million? Is this guy pulling my leg? Well, stick around because I'm about to drop a bombshell that might just change the way you look at pocket change forever. Yep, we're talking about the 1969 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth up to $1.1 million. No joke. So, grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you might just be looking at your spare change a little differently. But first, let's dive into why this little copper beauty is so valuable. Welcome to the channel, where we turn pennies into precious knowledge. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're going to unravel the mystery behind this rare gem. Let's get started. Alright, let's set the scene. You're at a garage sale. Maybe you're just grabbing a coffee, casually thumbing through a box of old junk. And boom, there it is. A 1969 D. Lincoln penny. You've seen these before, right? They're everywhere. But hold up, before you toss it back into the pile, take a second to really look at it. This could be the one. No, seriously, this could be $1 million find. Now, I know what you're thinking: it's just a regular old penny. And, for the most part, you'd be right. But the 1969 D-Mint Mark penny has one thing that makes it stand out from the rest: its rare double die variety. That's right, double die. Not a typo, not some mistake in the minting process, but an actual error where the design was stamped twice during production, resulting in a doubled image. This gives the coin a unique look, especially on the date and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This little flaw, or shall I say, flaw-amazing feature, is what collectors go wild for. But wait, here's where it gets interesting. Not every 1969 D penny is worth a fortune. Oh no, no. Most of them are worth just a couple of cents, maybe even a few dollars if they're in good condition. But the rare ones, the ones with that double die error, can fetch a jaw-dropping $1.1 million in the right market. Yep, you heard me right. $1.1 million. And that's not just some pie-in-the-sky number, it's actually happened. Now, I know what you're thinking: isn't this just a little too good to be true? And trust me, I was skeptical too. I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story? But here's a fun fact: I had a moment like this myself. One day, I was rummaging through a box of old coins my grandpa gave me. Most of them were, well, let's just say, not worth the metal they were made of. But there, tucked between a few boring nickels, was a coin I hadn't seen before, a 1969 D penny. Of course, I was too excited to check it properly. I just put it in a drawer and thought, I'll figure it out later. Fast forward a few months, and I'm watching a coin auction where a 1969 D double die penny gets sold for a ridiculous price. And that's when it hit me: I'd been sitting on a goldmine and missed my chance. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow. So, moral of the story: don't let that happen to you. If you've got a 1969 D penny, take a closer look. But before we get into how to spot these $1 million errors, let's talk about what makes these 1969 D pennies so special. To understand that, we need to go back to the minting process for a sec. The US Mint in 1969 had a bit of a hiccup during production. Due to an error with the die, the coin was stamped twice, resulting in the famous double die. But here's the kicker, not all 1969 D pennies were affected. Just a small batch. That's what makes them so valuable today. Here's how you can spot one. First, take a look at the date. If the 9 in 1969 looks like it has a little shadow or a second 9 next to it, that's the double die action. Check the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If those letters seem like they've got a bit of a shadow or doubling, you found a rare one. You might need a magnifying glass or a microscope to get a closer look, but trust me, it's worth it. So, here's the deal, if you come across a 1969 D penny, don't just toss it into the change jar. Take a moment to inspect it. If it's a double die, it could be worth a fortune. Remember, these coins are rare, and if you've got one, you're holding a piece of history, quite literally in your hands. Before I wrap up, I want to leave you with this: the world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures, and I'm here to help you find them. So if you want more tips on coins that could make you a millionaire, or at least make your piggy bank a little bit heavier, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications, so you never miss a chance to learn about the next big find. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on what we have coming up next. And hey, if you find a 1969 D penny and it's worth $1 million, don't forget to send me a thank you card. I'd love to hear about your success story. Alright, folks, today we're diving into a coin that might just make your jaw drop, and I mean that in the best way possible. You've probably got a few pennies lying around your house right now, maybe tucked away in a drawer or sitting at the bottom of a random jar. But have you ever looked at your 1987 pennies and thought, could this be worth $1.2 million? Stick around, because today we're talking about the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. I know. You're probably thinking, there's no way a penny from 1987 could be worth that much. Well, buckle up, because I'm about to show you why this seemingly ordinary coin could be the treasure hiding in plain sight. Let's break it down. We all know the story of the Lincoln penny. It's been around forever, since 1909. That's over 100 years of pennies, my friends. But let's talk about the 1987 no mint mark penny, because that's the one that's got collectors buzzing, and here's why. In 1987, the US Mint was supposed to mark every coin with a mint mark, indicating where it was made: Denver, Philadelphia, or San Francisco. However, a rare mistake happened: a few pennies were struck without any mint mark. Normally, you'd see a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco, but these 1987 pennies? Nada. Nothing. Zilch. So, what does that mean? Well, collectors love a good mistake. And I'm not talking about your high school prom photos, folks. We're talking about a mistake on a coin, and that's like hitting the jackpot in the world of numismatics. Now, not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is going to be worth a fortune. It has to be in excellent condition. Think about it, a penny that's been sitting in your pocket, getting banged around for 30 plus years probably won't fetch top dollar. But if you happen to find one of these beauties in pristine condition, like mint state or uncirculated, that's where the real money is. So, how much can you actually get for one of these rare pennies? Well, I've got good news. The current market value for a 1987 no mint mark penny in fantastic condition can fetch up to $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right, folks, that shiny little penny could potentially make you a millionaire. Imagine walking around with a coin that could be worth more than a car or even a house in some cases. That's nuts. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how do I know if my penny is worth this much? Well, here's the catch: you've got to check the condition. The better it looks, the better the price. That means no scratches, no wear, and definitely no fingerprints on it. Keep it nice and safe, because these pennies don't just grow on trees. And if you don't know what to look for, here's a little trick: if your penny looks almost brand new, like it's fresh out of the mint, it could be a candidate. It's that simple. But don't get too excited just yet. A lot of folks think they've found a gold mine, but remember, you've got to have the right condition and the right buyer. So, do your research, and if you think you've got one, get it appraised by a professional. I've actually been on the hunt for these pennies for years. One time, I spent an entire afternoon going through a jar of pennies my grandma gave me, convinced I'd find the next big thing. I even asked her if she'd seen any 1987 pennies with no mint mark. She looked at me like I was crazy, but hey, sometimes you've gotta ask. Spoiler alert, I didn't find anything worth $1,000,000, but it was a good reminder that coins like this don't just fall into your lap. It takes time, patience, and a little bit of luck. So, what's the takeaway here? Keep your eyes peeled for those little treasures hidden in plain sight. You might just find that 1987 no mint mark penny sitting in your collection, waiting to make you a fortune. But don't forget the key: condition, condition, condition. And remember, even though it's worth a ton of money, it's not going to be worth that much if it's a little scuffed up. Now, I want you to take a look at your pennies. You never know what you might find. And if you happen to stumble upon a gem like this, let me know. I want to hear all about your coin discoveries. And hey, while you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more tips on valuable coins, strategies for finding hidden treasures, and all the latest coin news. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming next. Host, you could be one click away from discovering your own $1,000,000 penny. Go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're digging through your old change jar, half-heartedly hoping to find something cool, maybe a rare quarter or a silver dime. But what if I told you that, sitting right there, is a 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth a whopping $1.3 million? That's right, this tiny little copper coin could make you a millionaire. Stick around, because in this video, we're diving into the mystery of this penny, its crazy value, and how you can spot a coin that could be worth more than your car or even your house. So, grab your magnifying glasses, get comfy, and let's talk about the 1993 no mint mark penny and why it's so valuable. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can get all the latest tips on coins that could make you rich. Alright, let's get into it. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. A penny. A single cent. That thing you throw away without a second thought, right? I mean, most of us would rather toss it in a jar or, if you're like me, let it pile up in your cup holder until you can't find space for your coffee mug. But let me tell you, there are pennies out there that can make you richer than a treasure hunter finding a chest of gold. And the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those rare treasures. And now, you might be asking, what makes a 1993 penny worth $1.3 million? Well, my friends, it's all about rarity and the right condition. Most pennies minted in 1993 came from the Philadelphia Mint, and they all have the P Mint mark to prove it. But, here's the kicker: some pennies, just a handful, didn't have the mint mark at all. They were accidentally struck without the P, making them super rare. And when a penny like that is in mint condition, we're talking big money. We're talking $1.30 million, but how can you tell if your penny is one of those rare, unmarked gems? Here's where the fun begins. Let's break it down. Grab your coin and take a good look at the back. The penny should have no mint mark under the United States of America text. Now, you might be thinking, wait, my penny has a mint mark, is that bad? Not necessarily, but it's definitely not a $1 million coin. If it's missing the mint mark, now you're talking business. You also want to check the condition. A coin in excellent condition can fetch a much higher price than one that's worn out and battered. So, if your 1993 penny looks like it's been through a washing machine, it's probably not worth much more than face value. But, if it's clean, shiny, and in mint condition, you might just have something special. Here's a little personal story. A while back, I was at a coin show. Yeah, I'm that nerdy, but I promise, it's a good story, and I spotted a guy who was showing off a 1993 penny he found in his pocket change. It didn't have a mint mark. I was curious, so I asked him how much he thought it was worth. He said, I don't know, maybe a couple of bucks? I nearly choked on my soda. I gently informed him, my friend, that penny could be worth over $1 million. Now, he didn't believe me at first, but after doing some research, he was floored. Moral of the story: you never know what's hiding in your pocket change. Keep an eye out. Let's talk about why these errors happen. Minting is a pretty complicated process, and sometimes, things just slip through the cracks. A mint mark gets missed, and boom, you've got a $1 million coin. It's crazy how something so simple, like a tiny P stamp, can make such a huge difference in value. Another thing to keep in mind is the market for these coins. Collectors and investors go nuts over coins with minting errors, especially when they're as rare as the 1993 no-mint mark penny. So, if you find one, don't just assume it's worth a fortune. Get it appraised by a professional or send it in for grading to really find out how much it could fetch. Also, remember that coins like this can fluctuate in value over time. The coin market is a bit like the stock market, it goes up and down based on demand, condition, and the overall economy. So, while $1.3 million might be the current value, in a few years, it could be worth more or less. But hey, either way, it's still a lot of money. So, to wrap it up, if you've got a 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you could be sitting on a goldmine. But before you start planning your beach vacation, make sure you're certain it's the real deal. Check for that missing mint mark, assess the condition, and get it graded if necessary. Who knows? You could be the next big coin collector to strike it rich. And hey, if you're thinking, wow, I need to start paying more attention to my change, you're not alone. I've been there, too. But don't worry, I've got you covered. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more tips on rare coins and valuable finds that could be worth a small fortune. I've got all kinds of tips coming your way, and you definitely don't want to miss out, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're now scouring your pocket change like a treasure hunter. We're diving into a penny that's worth more than $1 million. Yep, you heard that right, a 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. If you're like me, you've probably spent one of these on a soda without a second thought. Well, buckle up because after this, you might start inspecting every single coin in your wallet like a treasure hunter with a magnifying glass. Let me share a quick story before we dig in. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and the cashier handed me some change. I remember thinking, what's the point of these pennies? They're basically useless. Little did I know, one of those pennies could have been $1 million jackpot. Moral of the story? Don't underestimate your pocket change, it could pay off your mortgage. So, let's break down what makes the 2009 Lincoln penny so special, how to identify it, and why collectors are willing to drop big bucks on something most people would toss into a tip jar first. Let's talk about what makes the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny unique. This coin was minted to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. Instead of the usual Lincoln memorial on the back, these pennies have 4 distinct designs depicting different stages of Lincoln's life. Now, here's where it gets spicy. The specific coin we're talking about today is from the Denver Mint, or the D Mint mark. But not just any 2009 D penny will do. The ones worth big bucks have rare minting errors, like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or planchets made of the wrong material. These errors make collectors go absolutely bonkers. So, why is this penny worth $1.4 million? It's all about scarcity and demand. In the coin world, the rarer the error, the higher the value. Think of it like Pokemon cards but way nerdier and potentially way more lucrative. The 2009 D Lincoln penny we're talking about has a particularly rare die crack that gives it an almost artistic flair, like Lincoln is smirking. And collectors love a good story behind their coins. And now, before you run to your piggy bank and start dumping it out, let's go over how to spot one. First, look for the D Mint mark under the date. Then, examine the penny closely under a magnifying glass or a loupe. Look for any irregularities, double lines on the text or image, strange bumps, or any misalignments. If you think you found something, get it professionally graded. You don't want to accidentally spend $1 million penny on a cup of coffee because you thought it looked kinda cool. Did you know Abraham Lincoln was the first historical figure to appear on a U.S. coin? He made his debut on the penny back in 1909. That means Lincoln's been sitting in our pockets and under couch cushions for over a century. And now, one of his pennies is worth more than some people's houses. Honest Abe would be proud, or at least very confused. Alright, so here's the bottom line, always check your change. That penny jingling around in your car's cup holder might just be worth $1.4 million. And hey, even if you don't find a rare penny, the hunt itself can be pretty fun. It's like a mini lottery ticket. You don't even have to buy. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be dropping more tips and tricks on spotting valuable coins and other hidden treasures. Who knows? The next video could help you uncover a $5 million nickel or a $10 million quarter. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, it pays to be a little nosy with your spare change. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting! See you in the next video.